take your real estate business and really generate some quality leads with awesome software such as Calltools. The beautiful thing about Calltools is it's a dialer. It's not just a triple line dialer. You can dial up to 10 people at a time. It's a CRM system. Tonight is going to be a beautiful night.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be circling for just another clip.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so it's going to be a beautiful presentation. Let me see. Go there. You go, Chase. Let me add you on really quick. Promote to panelists. Cool. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Antoine? How you doing?
Good. How you doing, guys? If you have any problems or bottleneck, this is my guy Chase. He's the point of contact over at Calltools. He's an awesome guy. I met him a few times. We talked on the phone. He really helps me and my team really scale our business with the cold calling aspect of things. So if you have any questions, tonight is your night to really drop questions. We're going to show you how the system works and the software work, and really get your business going with some consistent deal flow. So what's up, Lorraine? What's up, Adrian? What's up, everybody? All my DC people in the house represent. It's going to be an amazing night. Hey, Chase, can you see the screen? You can share your screen and whatnot, and you can go ahead and take it from here. I'm going to be answering questions as well. If anybody has questions about cold calling, so Chase is the guy for specific questions pertaining to Calltools.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Antoine. Excited to show you guys everything Calltools has to offer. And let me see if I can get my screen to share. All right, so I got Calltools pulled up on my screen here. Can you see that okay, Antoine?
Yeah, it looked perfect.
All right, fantastic. So just so everyone knows, my name is Chase Alcrez. I'm with calltools.com. We work with a lot of investors, wholesalers, various masterminds, coaches, influencers. You know, we're honored to be on here with Antoine today. We're big fans of his. We're real excited about the DRIP conference. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen, in the next week or two, but we're looking forward to that in just a few months. Awesome lineup. We're going to be there to talk about cold calling with people that are going to be attending. So if you want to scale your company, you got to get tickets to that event as soon as Antoine gets that date locked in. We're excited. We can't wait. Right now is a good time to jump on the phones. You know, more people are at home than ever, and that just means more people are available to talk. So we've actually been seeing a really good high answer percentage from clients these past few days as far as people picking up. So I think if you guys are wholesaling and looking to scale your operation, cold calling is one of the best ways to do it, and we have a tool to help you do that. So going to run through the system with you, show you everything it has to offer. And, Antoine's going to be answering questions. I'll be glad to answer any questions as well. But this is our system here, calltools.com. It's all cloud-based. All you need is a computer, a headset, and internet access. And you just get set up with us. We'll provide that to you. And you can just go ahead and log in. So you come to calltools.com, click login, and you're good to go. So first thing you're going to see here is when I log in, there's the manager account. So whether it's just you, a one-man operation or gal, or you have a team under you, we have a manager account and an agent account. So when I log in here, there's these 6 icons at the top left: campaign, CRM, PBX, reports, account, and support. So those navigate the manager account. Over here at the top right, it says agent dashboard. So what I like to do is go over the agent account first with you.
You are now connected to the predictive dialer.
What you'll see here on the dialer is as soon as I log in, the system automatically connects. So what's nice about that is you don't actually have to dial in to the dialer. All you do is have a headset, put your headset on, and from there, you're pretty much good to go. You'll see at the top, it's connected to the dialer, the phone's registered. I'm just not in a campaign. Down here at the bottom, I have my campaign set up. So you upload your lists. Of course, you get them skip trace. There's a lot of good skip tracing companies out there. I'm sure Antoine has some good referrals for that as well. Once you get your list skip trace, you load it into the system. Over here on the right side, you see we have a built-in phone, so there's no external phone needed. Now with our system, there's 3 dialing modes. There's preview, predictive, and power. The power dial is our most popular and most powerful of the 3. So with that, you can set it to dial up to 10 numbers at once and get connected to only live answers. So the idea is it's going to eliminate a lot of the downtime in between calls. So you don't get connected to voicemails, busy signals, no answers, or disconnects. Predictive is like power, but it speeds up and slows down for you. And then there's preview, which would allow you to preview the information prior to calling. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to join the campaign. It's going to start dialing. And as soon as someone picks up, this is what you'll see pop up. Now, on average, about 85% of people don't pick up on the first call. So if you're dialing 1 number at a time, on average, you're going to have to do about 100 dials to talk to 10, maybe 15 people. But with a system like ours, where you can actually dial up to 10 numbers at once, you're almost guaranteeing you're getting on a live call every time you get off a call. So I just dialed out, someone picked up, and this contact card showed up in front of me. So now I'm actually on a live call. Over here on the right side, you can see I have a script. Hi, I'm looking for George. So George's name's here. I have his property address down here. I got the script over here. So if you have a good cold calling script, I know Antoine's got some great scripts that he'll share with everyone. You know, you can follow along and, you know, you can qualify leads very quickly. So as you're on the call with someone, you can type up notes in this section here. There is a built-in CRM. So, you know, it's going to store all your recent notes, recent activities, call logs, call recordings, appointments. So I'm typing up my notes. I'm trying to qualify the lead. We have these buttons down here that are in purple, which we can customize for you. One of them would be Zillow. So as soon as I get on a call with someone, bam, I click that Zillow link. Now I have information on that property to pull up on the fly to go over that homeowner, bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage. Let them know I know about their property. We also have ePraisal, which is going to get you estimated values on the homes. We got Google Maps Street View. You know, you can act as if you've been to the property, you've checked it out. So you can pull it up, you know about the property, you're qualifying the lead. Now, as you're going, of course, you're typing up notes. Maybe you want to schedule a callback appointment, pick a day, pick a time, pick an appointment type. One of the biggest things is follow-ups. You know, you talk to someone, they say they might be interested. Now you want to make sure you follow up with them at the appropriate time. So you can link this up to a Google Calendar. So I set up my appointment. I got that in there. And okay, so now the last thing that I'm going to do is link this up to my Google Calendar. So now it's all added to my calendar. Over here, what I'm going to do is disposition the call. So I have a disposition here, which is like yes, wants, offer. And what's pretty cool about this is I can have it auto deliver an email to the prospect. If you're a manager and you're managing a team, you can get a notification email anytime, you know, your agents have a new hot lead. You can also have it send out text messages. You know, that takes me to our next best feature of the system. You do have texting built into Calltool. So right here, I can click to send a text. I can type up a message, or I can have a template. For example, hi, I'm looking for George. My name is Chase. I was calling about a home I believe you own at, and it auto-fills with their address to personalize it. Actually looking to buy a home in the neighborhood and wanted to see if you had thought about selling or would consider an offer. Something real simple. You can actually just click to send that. Bam, it's on its way. Now, what's really neat about Calltools is for the calls that don't get answered, which, you know, unfortunately, you get a lot of voicemails. We can have it send a text message automatically. We can have it drop a pre-recorded message, so like a voicemail. So now you're hitting leads with a live call. You're hitting them with a voicemail. You're hitting them with a text message. So you're really surrounding them with your presence. We also have emails over here. So you can upload some email templates right here. For example, if someone said yes, like if I dispositioned it, yes, wants, offer, I have an email going out, paid in full cash offer as the subject. And it says, hi, first name. Thanks for considering a cash offer on the property at, and it autofills with their address. Our team will review all info and reach back out to you within 24 hours. Thanks in advance. So just by your agent qualifying them, now they actually have an email saying you're going to be following up with them and maybe an appointment scheduled. And from there, all you have to do is hit save and resume. It's going to save everything. It's going to go back to calling. And then within seconds, I'm on my next live call. So that's kind of the process as far as making calls. You just log in, join a campaign, and get ready to talk to people. Now, another cool thing about our system, unlike other platforms, is we also can receive inbound calls. So let's say someone calls back and I'm on the dialer, I can actually pick up that inbound call as it pops up here. So I see, oh, there's an inbound call. So I can click to answer it. Now I'm actually, I'll mute that. Now I'm actually on a live call with an inbound call. Someone called back. This is a lead that wasn't in the system, so I just have the phone number. But if they were in the system, I would see all my recent activity with them. And then there's also the ability to transfer calls and do three-way calls. So if you had to bring in your partner on the call, you can do so. And then again, at the end of the call, I just end the call.
You are now connected to the predictive dialer.
And then I just hit save and resume, and it's going to go back to calling. So again, the system can dial up to 10 numbers at once. It's going to connect you only to live answers. It's going to bypass voicemails, busy signals, no answers, and disconnect. So you're going to talk to more people within less time. If someone replied to a text, it would also come up here at the top of the screen. And I have all my text messages there as well. I can open them up, I can reply to them, and I can also pull up the contact card with that lead. So I can continue on the conversation, maybe click to call them and be on my way. Now, a few other things over here on the left side of the screen, there is an internal CRM, so you can search contacts and pull up that information. Now, most of you are probably using Podio or InvestorFuse or REI Blackbook or Beast Mode. There's all kinds of CRMs out there that are great. We can integrate with those, and we'll set that up for you. So we can't integrate with any other external CRM. We have access to our recent calls. We got our appointments here. We got our inbound voicemail. So if anyone calls you back, leaves you a voicemail, we got that there for you. Another thing that's really cool for any of you that have multiple agents, we can set up a leaderboard so you can see who has the most calls, the most talk time, the most appointments set, most sales made or leads generated. This can create some friendly competition with your virtual assistants. You could say, hey, you can see agent 1 has more calls than agent 2. You need to pick up the pace a little. So that's something that's pretty cool. And then you can also progress leads into opportunities, which are like for your high quality leads. Most of the cases, you'll push that over to your CRM. But that's pretty much it for the agent dashboard. Mainly what we want to get across is the system is very user friendly. As far as you just upload your list, create a campaign, and from there, you're pretty much good to dial. So that's pretty much the whole agent dashboard. Now, with our system, you also get the admin account. And with that, you're going to want to go through our manager account. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to transition over to the manager station. And this is where you could really manage all of your leads, qualify them, your inbound calling, everything. So going over to the manager account, and just so you know, we include manager seats at no cost. So you only pay for the dialer, but anyone that wants to be a manager, they're just overseeing agents, you get the admin access free of charge. So again, these 6 icons at the top left navigate our system. And the order I go in is kind of how you would set up your account. So when you get started with us, we'll do a welcome call and training, but I'll go through kind of how I would set it up. So first thing I do is go to the PBX section, and I go to caller IDs. So of course, you got to have a number to display when someone calls. So what you can do with our system is you can come in here, click add caller ID. You can put in any phone number you already have. You can put in whatever you'd like to display as the caller ID display name, whether it's your company name or a city and state abbreviation, and then you hit save. So a lot of you may be using CallRail, maybe you have Google Voice, or you have another number, Sideline. You can just add that in here, and now you can display that on outbound calls. Let's just say maybe you don't have a number though, and you want to get numbers to track your marketing, your calling. What you can do with Calltools is you can actually come in and purchase individual caller IDs. So this is pretty cool. You can come in and get local numbers. You can get toll-free numbers. You can get SMS-enabled numbers. So you just come in here, you say, oh, I'm looking for a specific area code. Pick the area code of your choice. Now you can purchase local caller IDs. And we have our caller IDs available for $2 a month per number. for your standard local numbers and $3 a month for your premium SMS enabled numbers. Now
What's
with
the
text,
difference, if you don't mind explaining?
so the difference really is just the ability to send and receive text messages. We have the basic local numbers, and then we have the SMS enabled numbers. So most of you will want to go with the texting enabled numbers because a lot of people get calls these days and they'll just do like an auto responder. Hey, who is this? Or can you text me? So you always want to make sure you're able to receive those text messages. And that's something that really sets us apart. There's a lot of dialers that don't send or receive text messages. Sometimes you have to go with just a texting only platform, but ours is a dialer and a texting tool. So it's the best of both worlds. So you get a number. Just to be upfront with you, it's $0.015 per message, very minimal. I mean, 1,000 text messages, it's $15. And now what you can do with these numbers is you can actually set up the routing option. And the routing is ultimately the destination. Where do you want the call to go to if someone calls back? You can have it go to a queue. So a queue would be multiple agents. Let's say you have 3 callers and you want to rotate the inbound calls amongst everyone. You can do that. Maybe you want it to go directly to a voicemail. Maybe you don't want to be focused on inbound calls when you're doing outbound. So you can have it go directly to a voicemail. Maybe you and your partners are calling on the system. So you want only these calls to go back to you. So you can have it route to a specific agent, to a campaign. Maybe you want it to forward to your cell phone or an external phone number. You can do that. And then what's really cool is our IVR. So the IVR is going to play a message. Like when you call a business, it says, hey, thanks for calling. You've reached da-da-da-da-da. If you're interested in selling your home, press 1. If you're looking to buy a home, press 2. If you want to leave a voicemail for a callback, press 3. If you want to get removed from the calling list, press 9. So you can actually come in here and you can set up an IVR. So this is fantastic because it qualifies a lot of those callbacks where people are just calling to say, hey, what were you calling about? Maybe they have no interest in talking to you. So it can weed out a lot of the people that might be, just calling to see what's going on. So you basically upload an audio file or record it over the phone. And then you say, okay, they press 1, it goes here. They press 2, it goes here. So inbound IVR, great. Makes you look like you got a solid business line, and then it routes to you or your cell phone when that call comes in. Another thing that's really neat too, and this is similar to like CallRail and other call tracking companies, you can set up calling queues. And a calling queue is ultimately like a way of tracking your advertising. So for example, I have a Google AdWords queue. I got my Bandit signs. I got Craigslist. I got my ringless voicemail campaign. I got my mailers. So now I have these numbers that are going to these specific queues, and I can track the calls. I can see the total calls, the answered, the no answered. I can also set it up how long I want it to ring before it then fails over and goes to maybe a voicemail, or maybe it forwards to my cell phone. You basically set up where you want the calls to route to. Ideally, it goes to you on the system, but if you don't pick it up, it goes to a voicemail. We can send you an email notification, goes to your cell phone. So that inbound calling is really cool. Over here, I have my text messages. So on the agent side, you see all the text messages. Over here on the manager account, I can come in and search my inbound text messages. So I can pull all those up. If I'm a manager, not an agent, maybe my agent was out today, I still want to check and see if I have any text messages. So right here, I'd say, oh man, I got, these 7 or 8 messages, they haven't been responded to. I can actually come in on the manager account, pick one of my templated responses, or just type up a message and carry on that convo. It'll look as if it's coming from the same number that originally texted them, as well as that same agent that had started that conversation. And then over here we have voicemails. So you can set up individual voicemails. Another cool thing about caller IDs, before I show you how to set up a campaign, is we have this caller ID reputation management tool built in. So I'm sure a lot of you have been getting calls lately. It seems like I get calls all the time. It says scam likely or spam. So our system has a tool that'll tell you if your number's flagged. So you can check to see if it's flagged. And if it does get flagged, hey, I need to swap this out with a new number. One way to avoid your number from getting flagged or extend the time it takes for a number to get flagged is by having a group of caller IDs and setting them up to rotate, in most cases randomly, so it spreads out the dials amongst multiple numbers. If you're only using one caller ID, more than likely it's been flagged and you're calling people with a number that's showing up as scam likely. So you always want to make sure you have a lot of caller IDs. Like what you can see here is I have a bunch of phone numbers in rotation. And what happens is this is avoiding it from getting flagged. You could even set up caller ID groups. And I have like a state match. So for some of you virtual wholesalers that are targeting multiple markets, with our system, you can get a number in each state that you're calling, or maybe a group of numbers. Our system could automatically match to where you're calling. Whole idea is you don't want to use one number. You want to have multiple numbers in rotation. That way they don't get burnt out. Now, once you have your caller ID set up, your inbound calling all set up, your voicemails, your text messages, then we're just going to go to campaigns. And you just come over here, you click campaigns. And what you'll see here, and I'll just zoom in a little, I have some campaigns set up here. And here I can see my dials, my live calls, my voicemails. I'll even see the busies, the no answers, the failed, the no routes. So I'll know how my list is performing. If I have bad numbers, if I'm getting a lot of voicemails, if the system's, it feels like the calls are going slow, I know I need to speed it up. If you end up dialing too fast, you could eventually have abandoned calls, and that's when people get hung up on, because you're getting more answers than you have agents available. So in that case, you want to slow it down. And our system will tell you if you're getting a high abandon percentage. So I need to speed it up or slow it down. So you have the stats there. Just to create a campaign, just to show you how easy it can be, you can do express setup. You just title it. So we'll say this is our wholesaling campaign. And then what you do is you pick your caller ID, which maybe you have one caller ID, maybe you have multiple to choose from. And then over here, you would actually pick your scrubbing option. So some of you may want to scrub the federal DNC. That's the ones where someone might complain, say, hey, I'm on the do not call registry. Why are you calling me? So we have that included free of charge. It's optional. If you want to use it, it's there. If you elect not to use it, that's just pretty much up to you. Company DNC, anytime someone you spoke with them, they say, hey, I'm not interested, take me off the list. Maybe they yelled at you before. You can DNC them. Now they're going to be blocked from getting called again in the future. Redials. So we have some really cool auto redial features where you could say, hey, if I didn't reach you on the first attempt, let's call it back in 30 minutes or an hour. If I didn't reach you on the second attempt, let's call back in a day. Third attempt, let's send a text message. So I'll show you these redials, which are over here in the templates, but you can customize some workflows. So that way, if it's not answered the first attempt, it gets called again. And then here you have the agent script. If I want to pull in a script, and then call recording. I know some platforms charge like $25 per agent to do call recording. We don't actually charge for any call recording, so that's available to you. So all you would do is do those basic settings and then hit save and attach leads. And from there, you just ultimately click and you can go to uploading your Excel file. Once you upload your Excel file, you're pretty much good to start dialing. Now, what I was saying about the redial templates, this is pretty cool. You can get real aggressive, or you can set it up so that, maybe every few days it calls someone. But based off of the call response, which can be a no answer, a busy signal, a voicemail, a failed call, an abandoned call, I can set up a callback attempt. So I can say, for example, voicemail first attempt, let's call them back in 30 minutes. Voicemail second attempt, let's actually have it send them a text message. And then it'll send one of my interested in selling text messages. You can also set up that text message. Hey, just called, left you a voicemail. Curious if you're looking to sell. With our system, you can have it drop a voicemail and send a text message. And you can do this again for voicemails, busy signals, no answers, or a disposition. Maybe someone told you they're not interested. Now I'm going to set them up for an auto callback in 30 days. So
I didn't know that one. That's a new one. I didn't hear that one.
Yeah. So if they say they're not interested, for example, based off of the agent's disposition, you can say, okay, let's go ahead and call them back. But you know what? Let's just put it a month out. So it will just filter that back into the campaign in 30 days. So you can reattempt them again down the road. So these redial rules are really cool. You can set up to 30 callback attempts, and you can spread them out anywhere from 5 minutes to a month out. So you can really get as aggressive or, you know, be as mellow as you'd like. The main thing though is you want to always call your leads, you know, probably at least like 3 to 5 times minimum, because they might not pick up on that first attempt. So redial templates, phone list, campaigns, you know, from there, you're pretty much ready to smile and dial. You know, you turn it on and it's good to go. Some other cool stuff about the system. We got our CRM section. So let's say you schedule some appointments. You have access to those here in the system. You will get pop-up reminders when that appointment comes up, that day and time. Dispositions, that's just ultimately after the call, I'd say, okay, I want you to select one of these, like yes, wants offer, appointment set, not interested, interested. This will allow you to track your leads based off of a search on the disposition. Custom fields, these are more so like maybe you want to add on the contact card, like bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage. Maybe you want your, you know, your agent asking these questions. They gather that data, then it's pushed over to like Podio or another CRM. You know, motivation to sell, you can have a drop down with choices. Contact types, maybe it's a buyer or a seller. You can change up the types. And then over here we have our connectors. We have a bunch of already built out connectors, and those are like the Zillow, Google Maps, ePraisal, and this would be also like a connector for your CRM. Custom events based off of the disposition. It could send an email, send a text message, move the lead from one campaign to another. So that's pretty cool. Let's just say you have a good website, it performs pretty well, or you're doing some like Facebook ads. Maybe someone fills out a contact card with our API, which, you know, we could do some integrations. We can have it automatically push the lead into the dialer. So you're doing some advertising, someone fills out a contact card. Now that lead's getting pushed over to your agent instantly so they can click to dial that, and it'll notify them as well. So that's pretty cool. And then down here, we got CRM integrations, which we take care of for you. So just let us know what you want to integrate with. In most cases, we'll take care of that. And then we have our email templates and our text templates. So that is going to be wrapping up most of the features here. The last thing I want to really run through real quickly is the reports. So, you know, it's all about, you know, smiling and dialing, but you always want to go back and check your reports, especially if, you know, you have agents calling for you. Maybe you're not doing the calling yourself. So over here, I got my call logs. I can come back and listen to the calls. I can also filter, and I can search by the agent. I can search by the disposition of the call, like the call outcome. Maybe I want to pull up all my yes, wants, offers. So I can come in here and search that. Another thing is like duration of calls. Maybe I want to pull up all my 3+ minute calls, because those usually are going to be, you know, they're continuing on a conversation. Maybe they're worth looking deeper into. So you can come into the call logs, pull up all your calls. Over here, we have phone list stats. So maybe you're getting lists from different vendors or different list types. Here you can see like your answers, your dials, your sales, or maybe your leads generated. So you can kind of compare and see what lists are working the best for you. And then we have agent disposition breakdowns. Just tells me what dispositions my agents are selecting most often. So maybe if I have one agent that's just DNCing like every call, I can go in and look in and say, hey, you know, what's going on here? As opposed to maybe someone else is setting a lot of appointments. You know, you're going to be able to see that. And then another cool thing is our live agent report. So I know a lot of you are probably having a virtual assistant or maybe looking into hiring a virtual assistant. Main thing is if you're paying them, you want to make sure they're calling for you. So if you come over here to our live agent report, it's pretty cool. So over here, I can actually see, okay, this agent is logged in, and I actually have it pulled up on another screen here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on an outbound call, and what you're going to see is a call goes out. It's ringing my cell phone. I'll just answer it. And now I can see this agent just got on a call. So it updates instantly. And then here I can monitor the agent. So if you want to, you can listen in. So it's a spy. You can whisper to the agent without the prospect hearing, and you can barge in and take over the call. So it's great for training purposes, quality assurance, and whatnot. So this updates every 10 seconds. You can always see which agents are logged in, if they're making calls and whatnot. So that's one of the better reports we have there. Down here, we have more reports, more graphs, and you can come over like status reports, transfer, talk time reports, SMS reports. We can go over reports, all day long. There's a lot of good reporting in there. If you want it, it's there. You can see like your agent's average talk time, their average wait time in between calls, their average length of calls. So if you have an agent that's just calling but hanging up, calling but hanging up, just to get their call volume up, you're going to be able to identify that. And yeah, there's just a lot of good reports there. So next is the support. We have great in-house support. There's a lot to our system, but it's really user-friendly. We do a welcome call and training with all clients as soon as you get set up. We have our support staff in-house available from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. Over here, we have a bunch of training videos. A lot of them, a lot of clients, I always suggest sharing the agent dashboard overview. It's a 4-minute video. You give this to your VA, they can pick up calling on Calltools, instantly. So you don't always have to train everyone on how to use the system. You can just revert back to these videos. And then of course you can contact our support team by phone, by email, and then we even have a live chat for customers. And that takes me over here to just the last thing on our system, your manager accounts, your agent accounts. So you want to add in agents, add in managers, it's all there for you. And over here, we have like our billing section where you can manage everything. So that's pretty much everything with our platform. Just to give you guys a pricing breakdown, our normal price is $120 a month on a month-to-month agreement, no contract. And with that, it includes everything that we kind of went over today. The only thing you would pay extra for is the caller IDs and the text messages.
To the predictive dialer.
So it's a month-to-month agreement, $120 a month. With that being said, we do have a special program going on with Antoine and any of his students, anyone that watched the show. So we'll be sure to share a referral link. And if you use that, you're going to get a discount on the startup along with the monthly fee. So be sure to use that. If you contact us, mention you seen this video, we'll be sure to get you a special discount that we're running for a limited time to help you out with that monthly fee. That would be an ongoing discount for you.
Awesome. I appreciate you. We're going to answer some questions. I think we had a few questions. I'm going to check YouTube next. But
One was, does this work with RVMs?
Yeah, someone asked, does this work with IBMs?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So the way it would work is ultimately you can get caller IDs, and now on those RVM campaigns, you can route the inbound callbacks into the system. So now what you would do is you would set up a caller ID specifically for RVMs. And then what you would do is set up an inbound queue. For example, I have one labeled RVM campaign. So now whenever a call comes back, you can actually have it route into the system, and you can pick up that call and your rep will see that it's coming from the RVM campaign. You can also set up a voicemail specifically for that campaign. You can label it whatever you'd like. Maybe it's an RVM campaign voicemail. Same thing for an IVR if you wanted it to play a message. But yeah, you can definitely link this up to an RVM service. Now, our system will do voicemail drops for you on calls that aren't answered. But an RVM tool is definitely, a great marketing tool where you can blast out a lot of calls. Now you can route those calls back into Calltools for your agent to answer.
Someone asked, how can the VAs in the Philippines
Predictive dialer.
The dialer?
Could you say that one more time, Antoine? I'm sorry.
Someone asked, how can the VAs in the Philippines connect to the dialer?
The best thing about our system, unlike some other platforms, all your VA needs is a headset, which they all have. They have a headset, they have a computer, and they have internet access. So they just log on, put their headset on, and they're good to go. That's it. When I log in, it says you're now connected to the predictive dialer. So unlike some systems where you have to dial in, like the Mojo platform,
right.
And with you having a VA overseas, they can't just pick up their cell phone and call in. So with Calltools, they just put on their headset, they log in with the user and password you provide, and they're good to go.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
we're gonna, if anybody have any questions, feel free to drop your questions. We're gonna be on for another 10, 15 more minutes. I'm gonna check YouTube and see if anybody have any questions on YouTube. If you're watching YouTube, do me a favor and share this video. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I promise you we'll be bringing way more content. Let me check YouTube really quick.
Awesome.
And like I said, chasing them, they're going to be at the drip. They're one of our sponsors. I thank them so much for believing in me and the conference that they actually help sponsor the event. So they're going to be there. They have their own booth. It's going to be crazy. So definitely get your tickets. Tickets have been postponed for right now, but we'll reissue them on sale probably effectively April 1st. But right now, we just want to see what folds out for the next 2 weeks. What's going on in the media. So give me 1 second. Let me check YouTube. Someone asked Antoine, did you substitute Mojo for Calltools? The truth is, I have Calltools and I have Mojo as well, but I love Calltools because it's way more advanced. Mojo, I feel, is outdated. I'm just giving you my honest opinion. And I'm weaning my last 2 VAs off of Mojo to come to Calltools. So hopefully I get them set up next week and get them going with Calltools. But I definitely like Calltools because like Chase just showed, you can do so much creative stuff. Especially when people say, how do you follow up or when should I follow up? He just showed you guys the blueprint, how to set up a follow-up sequence where it automatically does it. Some of your VAs log in, guys. All you got to do is set it up, and then when they hit play on the campaign, it does all the hard work for you. And then you can just sit there and listen and whisper into conversations. Say, for example, you just got a new VA and you're really not sure about how they handle the calls. You can whisper in, which means that the VA can hear you, but the seller on the other end can't hear you, and say, hey, ask them more about this, bring out this pain point, and you can coach people on this stuff. Mojo don't offer that type of stuff. That's why I believe in Calltools, and that's why I wanted them to sponsor the event, because Mojo was built for realtors. Calltools was built for real estate investors, and that's why I like the product.
Yep.
So let me check YouTube. Sorry, I just went on a quick little rant. Let me... Someone asked, do I like Mojo for free skip tracing? Calltool has don't have skip tracing. We use Mojo reverse lookup, but the truth is, guys, we're starting to use my own company called Easy Skip Tracing. It's more quality data. Like I said, it's all about getting as many people on the phone as possible. What good is skip tracing and all you do is get bad numbers or hang-ups or voicemails? So if you can, go to easyskiptracing.com, sign up for a free account. It's self-service, which means you upload your list in it in a split second, you get your list back. You bring it over to Calltools, you upload your list into the dailer, and I promise you, you'll be getting hot leads left and right. The beautiful thing also I like about Calltools, like Chase pointed out once again, was when a person disposition to call to yes, I want to offer, it comes in an email form. So me not being on the dialer all day, I can see the quality of the offers coming in. And immediately I can get back on the phone. Or if they want, they can transfer the call right over to me or my acquisition person to take on that appointment right then and there. For some reason, my YouTube not showing the comments.
Just so you guys know, the link to get a good discount on the monthly fee for you, if you just search calltools.com/Antoine Campbell, we got a cool little landing page set up for anyone that fills out their contact information. I'll send them a demo video with detailed breakdown on the system. You can also email me if you wanted to get set up. Just email chase@calltools.com. Just include your name, your company name, and your phone number and how many agents you want to get started with. Mention that you're referred by this video or from Antoine, and we're going to get you a special discount for anyone that gets started.
Yeah, so Gabby asks, do you have to pay extra for each VA that uses Calltool?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, as you grow your team, you're going to want to add on multiple VAs. But let's just say you're just starting out and maybe you have 2 VAs, but they don't dial full time. So what some clients will do is they'll split time amongst their dialers. So what they'll do is they'll have agents that will maybe log in on Mondays and another one that'll log in on Tuesdays. So if you're doing it like that, you guys can have them share a dialer and then just rotate. But over time, you are going to want to pay for additional dialers. I know Mojo, they offer a CRM license. So it's usually like $10, but you can only have one person on the dialer at a given time. So you're pretty much doing the same thing. You're having them share a dialer. So with Calltools, it's per agent, or I should say per dialer fee. But if you wanted multiple agents to share it, they could do so. They just wouldn't be able to dial at the same time.
Yeah, so if you want to know the pricing, just go to calltools.com/Antoine Campbell.
Yep, and
fill out the form, and Chase or someone from the team will reach out to you and give you a good discount. Just reach out to them personally. They really quick. They do what they say they're going to do, and they have your account set up in a day or two. So definitely reach out to them, and they'll help you. If you're currently just doing like texting is great, but you gotta understand, like even with like somebody like the Smart Contact, that's another form of marketing. Cold calling is a form of marketing. Texting is a form of marketing, and the reason why you should be doing cold calling, because at the end of the day, everything ends on the phone anyway. So why not have a dialer that can operate and help you and do all these other things? And like he said, you can save money because you can dial directly out. It's just it's so much stuff that you can do with Calltools that you can sit there all day and just be playing with it all day, and you'll never get bored. So that's why I like Calltools, and that's why my team use Calltools, and like I said, I believe in their product. So anybody have any more questions? Feel free to drop your questions. We're about to wrap it up in about 2 more minutes. I'm so grateful that Chase took the time out on a Thursday night to really show us exactly how this stuff works. Because you don't believe how many people ask me this question. Hey, which one do you prefer, Antoine? Calltools or Mojo? And once I really started working with Calltools and I tested it for myself, I instantly say Calltools hands down. At first I was Mojo because of the reverse lookup, but if you actually look at what Calltools is providing, it's a way more transparent and clean and crispier operation. Like Mojo, you're not going to catch VAs being deceptive to you and stealing time by just hanging up phone calls, right? You're not going to catch stuff like that. But with the Calltool reporting, you can catch these VAs stealing time and letting the dialer run and just not answering and picking up and stuff like that.
Calltools has mad love for you, Antoine. We can't wait for your event. It's going to be hot. I already seen most of the lineup, which everyone's great. And I understand you may have some more speakers coming on board.
Yeah, we adding 5 more speakers on an extra day. So let the guys at the Calltools know you're going to be in DC for an extra day.
Yes.
It's going to be we're not going to call it an event. It's going to be a show.
Show.
It's a show, and it's going to go like we only doing 1 break per day, which is lunchtime. You got to use the bathroom or anything to get up and go on your leisure, but that's how packed the show is.
It's fantastic. Super excited. We can't wait. Yes. I already got my bags packed.
Yeah, I can't wait. So I appreciate you, Chase. We're gonna do this more. Like as new people coming to the industry, I want them to know the good quality products. We're working on a YouTube video called My Favorite 5 Tools You Must Have to Run an Effective Virtual Business. And you guys will definitely be in that video. All of the stuff I recommend, I use myself. It's been vetted. We do deals from it. And it's a solid product. It's just not something you're trying to shove down your mouth and say, here, take this. This is the real deal, especially with the follow-up sequence. The follow-up sequence alone is worth the money.
Awesome, Antoine. Well, thank you so much for having me on board. We love working with you. We really appreciate you being a believer of Calltools. And, we look forward to helping out anyone looking to scale their cold calling efforts. Anyone that's just trying to get more efficient with their time, give us a call. We'd love to help you out.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, everyone. All of the links will be in the show notes on YouTube. I will go back and add the links to Calltools as well as Easy Skip Tracing, so that way you can get quality leads inside of your Calltools. So see you next time. Talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for coming out. Appreciate everybody.
Thanks, Antoine.